Hey everybody, today's video, it's going to be a kind of a short one, but today's video is a little bit of progress with the electrical thing that I was talking about. There's chewed wires that I found. There's 2 chewed wires. Um, you know, it was a real tough struggle to get, this plastic block here, this connector separated. Like, I was really breaking the crap out of it with a little screwdriver, but I got it off. I eventually got it off because I took a pair of channel locks, and I just grabbed onto this piece, and then I just held onto that piece, and I kind of turned my head the other way as I just yanked on it real hard, and yeah, got it off there. Yeah. But anyways, so it was a red wire and also this brown wire right here that was chewed, damaged. So those are the only wires that I really wanted to replace. But yeah. So I went out and bought myself some tools. Bought myself whatever that is. Got myself some red wire. They didn't have brown wire, so I think I'm just going to paint the red wire. It's still the same gauge or thickness of the plastic stuff over the wire, and I also chopped off the end of that old wire that's in the Rambler over there. I chopped off the end of it, and this isn't it, but this is just a piece of wire, and I sliced it open, and I counted all the little tiny strands of wire, and there were 16 of them. And then I went out and bought this. It was identical in size, diameter wise, but I didn't have my magnifying glass to look at the end and see how many strands of wire were in there, right? So I just bought it thinking that it's probably the same amount of wires inside the wire, and so I brought it back to my house, and I have this really powerful magnifying glass, but it doesn't have a handle. It's just like a thing. It's like in the shape of like kind of like a teardrop, and it like swivels out of its case, and it's got a lens on it, and you can like magnify the crap out of stuff real good. Like, it's really powerful, and apparently you will damage your eyes if you look at objects through that magnifying glass extensively. Like, there's something just about the way that the image goes back inside your eyeball. There's something about it that's is just it's damaging to your eye. But not too sure about that. You might have to do a fact check. That's just what I heard. But anyways, and so I chopped open this. I counted all the wires inside, and there was 19 strands of little tiny copper wires in there, whereas the old wire was 16. And I posted on the forum, and I asked basically anybody that was willing to answer, hey, there's only 16 strands in the old wire, and there's 19 strands in the new wire. Is that a big deal? Is that a problem? Does it matter? And somebody said, well, it doesn't really matter because, like, the thickness of the wire will determine like what gauge that is. Like, there could be a thicker wire in here, right? So there'll be like less copper strands in there because the wire will be thicker. Or if it's like a lot smaller, there'll be more of the strands in the wire to deliver the same amount of electricity. I guess that's what he was saying, something like that. But you might have to do a fact check on that too. But basically, I'm okay with using this wire. And he said, yeah, sure, you can paint it if you want, but yeah, it doesn't really matter. He also said something else too. Oh, that's what he said. He said, since you're crimping it, it's not going to look completely stock anyways, so it wouldn't really matter if you painted it, unless you just really wanted to follow color codes, right? So, yeah. But I'm going to talk about this accomplishment that I have here. These connectors were at the ends of those chewed wires, and I spent a whole lot of time, opening up these little tabs, right, with these tiny screwdrivers that I bought, disassemble my electric guitar and take out some old pickups and put in new ones. And I used some of these really, really, really tiny screwdrivers to get into these really, really, really delicate areas and pry them open. I also used a razor knife to slice into the smaller ones right here, and just kind of like do whatever I could just to separate, this part of the connector here that crimps onto the wire, kind of like this action, right? To open it up to release the old wire so that I could put the new wire in there. This is what the end result looks like. This one is the better of the two. Or is this one the better of the two? No, I think this one is the better of the two. The other one got really, really messed up. It got really messed up. And, I mean, it still kind of looked like this, but it just didn't have as much of these smaller tang or whatever those are, the smaller ones. It didn't have as much surface area of the smaller ones left after I had been done with it, cleaning out the old wire and making it accessible for me to, still use and put the new wire in there. So this is the new wire that's in there. The big things are crimped down on it, but I think that the small tabs aren't really going to have enough material to grab onto the wire. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to crimp it as best I can with those crappy pliers, because I forgot to buy a pair of new ones when I bought, the wire crimping tool, which is also like a wire cutter, stripper. It's a cutter, it's a crimper, it's a wire stripper. You can close here to do something. Don't ask me what that does. I can't tell you. Don't ask me what those little circles do. I can't tell you. But right here, I suppose this is where you crimp things, right? I watched a video on how to crimp things, and the lady doing the video, she was like, oh yeah, the red dot is a certain amount of, gauge, and the blue dot is another certain amount of gauge. So, I mean, there's a red dot, a blue dot, and a yellow dot, and there's that size, and there's this size, and there's this size right here. So 12 to 10, 22 to 14, 22 to 10. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't even really look like there's much of a difference in surface area of this part of the tool. Like, can you see that? It doesn't even really look that different, right? But anyways, I'm going to use it as a crimping tool because this is what it is. Yeah, anyways, and so I think I'm going to put a little drop of solder there after I crimp it on, just to be extra thorough. I'll also do the same thing with this one too. And then after that, I'm going to, crimp it together on this end to the other end of the wire, and then it will be complete, and then I will be able to, crimp it up. So like the end of the wire, the end of the red wire is going to get stripped, inserted into the other end of the crimping device, and the other end is going to go in the other end, and it's going to get crimped, and then I'm going to have a complete wire. Those damaged wires are going to be repaired. I was going to try and take, like those connectors out and clean them up, but I'll try. I mean, they don't look too bad. They're just a little dirty. I'm still trying to figure out some more stuff about this mysterious throttle linkage. Put this up there like that. Yeah. Right, so that's the gas pedal. That's the linkage. Goes up and down like that. That goes up and down on that piece, and it turns that piece. Someone on the forum, I can't remember what his name is. But it's someone on the forum. He was like, oh, I think this is backwards, but I'm not really sure what he means. I'm not really sure what he means. He says it looks backwards, but I'm not really sure exactly what he means. like, which part would be backwards? Maybe this part? Like, maybe he means it should be upside down, right? I don't know. There's another piece. There's another piece that's in there. It's this. There's another piece that I believe interacts with the throttle linkage on the carburetor, but I just don't know how this interacts in there. Like, I don't know how. I'm gonna take a couple more looks at it. I mean, I was talking about looking for clues, and one of the clues that I found was right here, like that's where it looks like this thing has been, you know, rotating around this, right? So I think that's one of the clues I'm gonna go with. All right, so yeah, still waiting for the thing in the mail for the oil filter base. Yeah, not much else to really talk about right now, other than somebody stole my engine stand. Somebody stole my engine stand. It's gone. Somebody stole it, and I actually just realized that it was stolen last night when I was thinking, okay, go to bed. You got to wake up early in the morning, go to work. Don't let anything, you know, distract your thoughts. And then all of a sudden I was like, you know what? I haven't seen my engine stand around for the longest time, probably like 2 weeks. And I actually think I actually heard it being wheeled away in the night, and I just didn't realize what it was. But yeah, somebody stole my engine stand. And you know what? Those people that stole my engine stand, they wouldn't like it if somebody stole their stuff, but they'll do it to somebody else. And I tell you, there's something seriously wrong with some people's brains. You know? Seriously wrong. Anyways, alright, thanks a lot for watching this video. It's a short one. 1958 AMC Rambler Super Part 37. I hope I get this thing going soon. Alright, thanks a lot, everybody. Bye-bye.